Election Day coverage with the congressional race in District 2. Talking about 4 people: Gwen Combs, Jonathan Dunkley, Paul Spencer, and State Representative Clark Tucker, all running for the right to challenge French Hill. The 2nd District largely covers Central Arkansas, including Pulaski County. This one, we believe, could be headed to a runoff. We had each of those candidates on our show over the past couple of weeks.
And all 4 have different goals they'd like to achieve if voted into office. For Jonathan Dunkley and Gwen Combs, it's all about the children's future.
Well, you want to find out the best and worst about our society? Go work at DHS or go visit for a day. You'll see people who want to adopt kids and want to foster kids on one side, and on the other side, you see the people who abuse their children.
All kids who are 3 and 4 years old should have an opportunity to start learning. We need the best possible schools in every neighborhood. We need to expand trade, tech, and career ed programs.
For Clark Tucker and Paul Spencer, the focus is on the people.
Yeah, Tucker points to the health care issue, while Spencer wants to make sure everyone has the same opportunities.
Look at the 12th Street corridor. There are 25,000 people that live on that area. There's one bank that serves those folks. If you go over to the Hillcrest area, in Heights rather, there are 5,000 people, but there are 14 banks.
The proposal that I'm inclined to support is one where Americans have an option to opt into Medicare. They also have the option to keep their existing private employer insurance.
In this race, polling from Talk Business gives Tucker a big lead, % support. To avoid that runoff, Clark Tucker needs to get more than 50% of the vote.
To the District 3 race, it covers Northwest Arkansas and Pope County. Incumbent Steve Womack, challenged by Rob Ryers. Womack has served in office since 2001. Ryers is co-pastor at Vintage Fellowship. He describes himself as an Eisenhower Republican. And in the 4th District, Bruce Westerman looks to hold off Randy Caldwell. District 4 is the southwest portion of the state. Westerman has served since 2015. Caldwell's campaign is largely focused on standing up for veterans, the Second Amendment, and funding infrastructure.
On a statewide level, all eyes are on the race for governor. On the Republican side, incumbent Asa Hutchinson is facing off against underdog and political newcomer Jan Morgan. She's focused her campaign on back routes, touring many parts of the state. Talk Business has Hutchinson leading with a 57% total. On the Democratic side, Letitia Sanders and Jared Henderson. The heavy favorite in this race is Henderson. He seems to have the backing of the Democratic Party, while Sanders is a relative unknown.
And here are the latest early voting numbers from the Secretary of State's office. About 6% of registered voters have voted in the primaries. Of those, 63% voted in the Republican primary, 36% in the Democratic primary. This turnout is lower than the last primary, when 21% of people voted in the 2014 primaries.
And we will have full coverage all night long right here on KARK4. Results will scroll across the bottom of your screen. You can also get updates from Bob, Ashley, and Jesse. It all begins this afternoon on KARK4 News at 4 o'clock. And tomorrow morning, we will also focus on each and every one of those results.
Primary election day is here, and today you have no reason not to vote.
Especially if you don't have a car, because Rock Region is giving you that ride for free. Isabella Mueller is on one of the buses right now, heading to the polls. Isabella, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, we are on our way. Thanks to Rock Region Metro, they're offering 3 free rides to the polls all day long, 7:30 to 7:30. So you have no reason not to vote. We're actually heading to St. Mark's right now in Little Rock, which is one of the polling locations. I want to look at one of the races that's most talked about and what election officials are calling the reason that most people will come out to vote tonight, and that's the District 2 congressional race on the Democrat side. Paul Spencer, Jonathan Dunkley, Clark Tucker, and Gwen Combs are running for the right to challenge incumbent French Hill. Now, all 4 candidates were on KARK4 today over the past couple of weeks, and all have different motivations for running in this race.
Healthcare was the primary motivator as a person whose husband does not have insurance, and as a teacher in a Title I school where the kids depend on so much from Medicaid.
You know, I kind of see where we are today as a confluence of those events where there's too much money in politics, there's too much outside influence in our elections, and I think that's what brought me here.
So for Jonathan Dunkley and Clark Tucker, their decision was a little more personal on why they decided to enter the race. They both have different backgrounds and taking different paths before finding a calling in politics.
She said service is the rent we pay to live here on earth. And so I think that's something that resonates with me very much so. So my life has been around service.
And really being part of this community is just part of my DNA. My family's been here forever, and I just want to serve my community.
All right. Here in about an hour and 15 minutes, and they're open until 7:30 tonight. Make sure you cast your vote today for the primary election, and we'll have much more for you in the next 20 minutes on KRK4 Today. Live in Little Rock, Isabella Moeller, back to you.
All right, Isabella, thanks so much. Another race we're keeping an eye on is State Supreme Court Position 3. Courtney Goodson, David Sterling, and Kenneth Hickson are all running for this seat. Of course, this race has been in the news because of attack ads against Goodson. A judge in Northwest Arkansas placed a restraining order forcing TV stations to stop running the ads. A Pulaski County judge essentially made the same ruling. Primary election day is here, and you really have no reason to vote.
We are giving you a ride. Well, we're not, but we have found you a ride this morning.
We found you the ride,
to the polls. Rock Region will pick you up for free. Isabella Moeller jumped on one of the buses the last we checked in with her. She was riding the bus. Now she has made her way to the polls. Good morning, Isabella.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, Rock Region Metro, props to them. They made it really easy. You really just got on the bus and they take you right to this polling location. So we made it to St. Mark's Church. We're about 45 minutes, about 45 minutes until the polls open at 7:30. I want to talk to you guys about the hotly contested race that officials are saying the reason that many people will come out to vote, and that's the District 2 congressional race on the Democrat side. Paul Spencer, Jonathan Dunkley, Clark Tucker, and Gwen Combs are running for the right to challenge incumbent French Hill. Now, all four candidates were on KRK4 Today over the past couple of weeks, and they all have different motivations for running in this race.
Healthcare was the primary motivator as a person whose husband does not have insurance, and as a teacher in a Title I school where the kids depend on so much from Medicaid.
You know, I kind of see where we are today as a confluence of those events where there's too much money in politics, there's too much outside influence in our elections, and I think that's what brought me here.
Dunkley and Clark Tucker, their decision to run was a little bit different. It was more personal. They both had different professions before their calling to politics.
She said service is the rent we pay to live here on earth. And so I think that's something that resonates with me very much so. So my life has been around service.
And really being part of this community is just part of my DNA. My family's been here forever, and I just want to serve.
And you see those candidates on your screen in the Democrat primary for Congress. District 2, Clark Tucker has a big lead in early poll project Wednesday at 7:30. Here in about 45 minutes. There's no reason to not come out to vote. Again, Rock Region has made it very easy. Get on the bus. They won't ask for a fare today. Live in Little Rock, Isabella Moeller, back to you.
Isabella, you'll be first in line. You're early.
Yeah, she's got to get that done. Again, no reason not to vote today. Free rides from Rock Region.
And we, of course, will have full coverage all night tonight on KERK. Results will be scrolling across the bottom of your screen as they come in. You can also get live updates throughout the evening on Facebook Live. It all begins at 4 this afternoon, and then tomorrow morning we will have a full breakdown of each race.